Hello students, in this video let us discuss regarding elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, etc. So see here, first what is elevation in boiling point? When a non-volatile solute is added to a solvent, its vapor pressure decreases and as a result boiling point of the solution increases. So this increase in boiling point is known as elevation in boiling point. So when a non-volatile solute is added to a pure solvent, its boiling point increases. That increase in boiling point is known as elevation in boiling point. Now that is indicated with delta TB. Delta TB means elevation in boiling point, and that is T1 minus T0, where T1 is known as boiling point of solution and T0 is known as boiling point of solvent. Okay, then we can represent with a graph here. Let it be the pressure axis, let it be the temperature axis, and here this is 1 atmosphere pressure. Now if you consider that three curves here, the first curve is related to solvent, this is related to solvent, and this is 1m urea solution, and this is 2m urea solution. Now here this is the boiling, okay, 1 minute. So this is the boiling point of solvent, let it be the T0, and let it be the boiling point of 1m urea solution, and this is boiling point of 2m urea solution. So here from this graph it is clear that T2 greater than T1 and T1 greater than T. That means here as concentration of solution increases, boiling point value also increases. As concentration increases, boiling point value also increases. So here delta T1B equals to T1 minus T0, and here delta T2B equals to T2 minus T0. So like that, elevation in boiling point means the difference between boiling point of solution and boiling point of the solvent. The difference is known as elevation in boiling point. And one more important thing we have to remember, as concentration increases, both elevation in boiling point, that means delta TB value, and also boiling point value, both are increases within the increase of concentration. Okay, then what is the equation for elevation in boiling point here? Delta TB equals to KB into small m. Here KB is known as molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant, or that is which one here, ebullioscopic constant. And what is this definition here? If molality of the solution is equals to 1, delta TB itself equals to KB. So how we can define this? Elevation in boiling point of 1 molar solution is known as molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant. And what are the units of KB here? KB units Kelvin, kilogram per mole. Kelvin kilogram mole inverse, and for water Kb value is 0.52 Kelvin kilogram mole inverse. Okay, that is a fixed quantity because it is a constant. Kb value for water is 0.52 Kelvin kilogram per mole. And we can expand this molality expression also. What that here? Delta TB equals to Kb into weight of solute by molecular weight of solute into 1000 by weight of solvent in grams. So this is the full expression for elevation in boiling point. And here, what are the questions we can get related to this expression? Related to this expression means I give one question here. Let us see that. When, for example, they give which one here, weight of solute and also weight of solvent. We need to determine which one boiling point of the solution. So see here, when 6 gram urea dissolved in 6 gram urea dissolved in 180 gram water, what is boiling point of the solution? Now we need to determine boiling point of this solution. Of course, this is dissolved in water means we know that Kb value for this aqueous means water means how much? 0.52 Kelvin kilogram per mole. By substituting the values in these, delta Tb means T1 minus T0. T0 means what here? Boiling point of pure solvent. Which is solvent here? Water. So water boiling point is 100 degrees centigrade. Now Kb value 0.52 into weight of solute, how much we have given here? 6. 6 by molecular weight of urea 60 into 1000 by weight of solvent, how many grams we have given here? 180 grams. So 6 ones are 6 tens are, and upon calculation, okay, 0 and 0 get cancelled here, another 0 also get cancelled. Now upon this calculation, 0.52 into 10 means you can get 5.2 by 18. Upon this calculation we can get which one means T1 value we can get. So this type of problems we may get from which one here? This equation. And related to that first equation also one can get the questions. So now related to first equation, what are the questions we get here? See, what is the boiling point of 1 molar aqueous solution of urea? What is the boiling point of 1 molar aqueous solution of urea? Of course, that water Kb value 0.52 Kelvin kilogram per mole. So now here, as 1 molar solution given in the question, now T1 minus 100 degrees centigrade equals to 0.52 into 1 molar means 1. Therefore T1 equals to, we get 100.52 degrees centigrade. So these are the questions we get from these two expressions. And another one more thing here related to Kb, some expressions we need to take into this chapter here. What are the equations related to Kb? So now expression for Kb. Kb, of course, it is a constant, but what is the equation to calculate Kb? So Kb equals to RT naught B square by 1000 into LV, where LV is known as latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of vaporization. What is this latent heat of vaporization? The amount of heat required to vaporize 1 gram of liquid is known as latent heat of vaporization. But this latent heat of vaporization can be taken as delta H vaporization by molecular weight. By substituting this expression in place of LV, now Kb equals to R T naught square into this molecular weight come to the numerator, so into molecular weight by 1000 into delta HV. But delta HV is known as T delta S, where delta S is known as change in entropy. By substituting in this place d delta S, then what we can get? Kb equals to R T naught. This T naught and T naught will be get cancelled. So R T naught molecular weight divided by 1000 into delta S. So these are the different equations related to which one? That molar elevation constant or ebullioscopic constant. So this is regarding which one here? Delta TB, molar elevation. That means Kb is known as molar elevation constant, and this is the total description regarding that elevation in boiling point. Okay, then after this let us see that which one? Depression in freezing point. So as boiling point elevated by adding non-volatile solute, freezing point what happens? That undergoes depression, means decrease in freezing point. So our next topic is here, depression in freezing point. When a non-volatile solute is added to a solvent, its vapor pressure decreases. As a result, its freezing point also decreases. So like that here, when a non-volatile solute is added to a solvent, decrease in freezing point is known as depression in freezing point. This indicated with delta TF. So now delta TF equals to T naught minus T1, because T naught value greater than T1. T naught means freezing point of solvent and T1 means freezing point of solution. So that's why we have to write T naught minus T1. But in case of delta TB, what we have written there? T1 minus T naught. But in case of delta TF, we should write T naught minus T1. And here, if we go for the graph, now let it be the vapor pressure and temperature. So this is a solvent. Of course, this is 1 atmosphere pressure. This is pure solvent. And let it be the which one? 1m urea solution. 1m urea solution, and this is 2m urea solution. Now here this is freezing point of solvent T naught F, and this is freezing point of 1m urea solution T naught F, and this is T2F. That means freezing point of 2m urea solution. So now here delta TF equals to T naught F minus T1F. Now here also, as concentration increases, freezing point decreases, but delta TF value increases. freezing point decreases, but delta TF value increases. So delta TF is directly proportional to the concentration, but freezing point is inversely proportional to concentration. We have to remember that point here. Okay, then, and what are the remaining equations here? Delta TF equals to KF into small m, where KF is known as cryoscopic constant or molar depression constant. What is its definition? Depression in freezing point observed for 1 molar solution is known as cryoscopic constant or molar depression constant, and its units also similar to that Kb. What are the units here? Kf units are Kelvin kilogram mole to the power minus 1, and for water Kf value is 1.86 Kelvin kilogram mole inverse. Of course, that Kb value is how much? 0.52 for water, and water Kf value is 1.86 Kelvin kilogram per mole. And here the remaining expressions are as it is same with which one? That elevation in boiling point. That means molality expression, weight by molecular weight into 1000 by weight of solvent as it is. And here let us know regarding Kf. Kf equals to what we can write? RT naught square by 1000 into LF. LF means what here? Latent heat of fusion, and this can be converted into Kf equals to RT naught square molecular weight by 1000 into delta HF. This is which one here? Heat of fusion, and this can be changed into Kf equals to RT naught molecular weight divided by 1000 into delta S. So these are the different expressions related to which one? Kf, molar depression constant or cryoscopic constant. So now here, if we add salt to water, what happens? Its freezing point decreases from 0 degrees centigrade. That means it may be -1 or -2 like that. But if you go for boiling point, if you add some amount of salt to the water, what happens? Its boiling point increases from 100 degrees centigrade. Means it becomes 101 or 102 degrees like that. So when a non-volatile solute is added to any solvent, first thing, its boiling point increases. Second thing, its freezing point decreases. So we have to remember these two important things. Okay, then after this we have to see which one here means osmosis and osmotic pressure. So what is the meaning of osmosis and osmotic pressure? So let us see first osmosis. What is the meaning of osmosis here? Osmosis means the flow of solvent into the solution through a semi-permeable membrane is known as osmosis. Flow of solvent into the solution through a semi-permeable membrane, SPM, is known as osmosis. That means here, when a solution and solvent are separated with semi-permeable membrane, the solution moves into which one here? Solvent. Sorry, the solvent moves into which one? Solution. When a solution and solvent are separated with a semi-permeable membrane, the solvent moves into the solution through semi-permeable membrane. So what is the meaning of SPM? What is meant by that? Means that semi-permeable membrane allows only solvent molecules through it, but does not allow solute particles. So that membrane is known as semi-permeable membrane. So what are the examples for semi-permeable membrane? Parchment paper. Parchment paper means, of course, this is vegetable origin. This belongs to which one? Vegetable origin. Okay, then pig's gallbladder. Of course, this is belongs to animal origin. Then cellophane paper, potassium ferrocyanide. Okay, ferricyanide also you can take. Potassium ferricyanide, calcium phosphate. So these are which one? Synthetic. These three are synthetic, and pig's gallbladder is, that belongs to animal origin, and parchment paper belongs to vegetable origin. So these are the examples for which one? Semi-permeable membranes. Just they do what here? They allow the flow of solvent through them, but does not allow the solute particles through them. So now here the flow of solvent into the solution through a semi-permeable membrane is known as osmosis. That is known as osmosis. Okay, then after that here, if you consider two solutions here, this is 1m solution, of course this is 2m solution. Now osmosis means here what? The flow of solvent from low concentration to high concentration. That is also known as which one here? Osmosis. The flow of solvent from lower to higher concentration is known as osmosis through a semi-permeable membrane. That is mandatory thing here. Now when, for example, this is 300 mm of pressure and here 100 mm of pressure, but if you apply 200 mm of pressure, now both pressures will become equal. Now here the extra pressure required on high concentration side or on solution side to keep the system in equilibrium is known as which one? Osmotic pressure. Or in a simple way, the pressure, extra pressure required to apply, to exert on which one? Solution side to prevent or to stop this osmosis process is known as osmotic pressure. For example, if it is a flexible door, now some three members are pushing the door from outside. Now inside we have to apply some same amount of force to stop them enter into this room. So like that here, the required pressure which is useful for the prevention of this osmosis process, that is known as osmotic pressure. So the pressure required to stop the osmosis process is known as osmotic pressure. Okay, then if you are using more than osmotic pressure, for example, if we are using here 300 mm, 300 plus 100 means 400. Now that process takes place in reverse direction. That means let it be the solution and let it be the solvent. Now what happens here? Solvent present in solution in reverse way moves into the pure solvent side. That means this is exactly reverse to the osmosis. That's why only it is known as reverse osmosis. So the process, that means when the pressure more than osmotic pressure applied on solution side, the solvent present in solution moves towards the solvent side. That process is known as reverse osmosis. So it is used for the desalination of seawater. So nearby seashore cities, all that borewell water, whatever it may be, complete that is salty water. But it is not useful for drinking directly. So we have to desalinate that. By using this reverse osmosis, we can desalinate that seawater and that water make it useful for drinking. So this is known as which one here? That reverse osmosis. And then after that, what is the formula for calculating osmotic pressure? So osmotic pressure pi V equals to one formula NST, where S is known as which one? That is a liquid constant, not similar to R. R is a gas constant, but S is which one? Liquid constant. And what is its value here? S value 0.0821 liter atmosphere per degree Kelvin per mole. And here we can write that pi equals to CST, because N by V is known as C, where C is known as which one? Constant. C is known as a concentration. N by V is known as which one? Concentration. Okay. Regarding problems, we will